Oh yeah, we got a lot going on, guys. We're with Chef Tom. Hey, long time no cook.
Yes, long time no see, John.
I haven't seen you in a while. All right. We've got something really interesting going on over here in this orange pot. We'll tell you about that later, though. That's a little bit of a tease. What are we making today? We're making a little pasta buffalo style, huh?
Yeah, buffalo chicken pasta. Basically, I've got some red onions, some celery, some carrots. We're going to dice up some chicken, basically saute off the chicken, add the vegetables, and then we're going to add all the dairy, all the crumbly blue cheese, the heavy cream,
right
all the good stuff. Reduce the heavy cream down a little bit until you get a nice little hot sauce, and then get a nice spicy, rich cream sauce.
Okay, now basically these ingredients look like they're pretty simple. I can buy them at a grocery store, no problem. And heavy cream, we're kind of putting a little Alfredo spin on it, I guess.
Yeah, you know, right. Once you reduce the heavy cream, you know, it kind of gives everything a nice, rich flavor and everything with the hot sauce. It tends to, then the crumbly blue cheese, of course, a little bit in the sauce and then a little bit on top. So
we've got some shallots here as well, right?
Yep, little garlic, little shallot,
okay, garlic,
little
shallots.
cayenne pepper if we just want to amp it up a little bit. If you like it a little spicier, we can do it that way. Of course, our salt pepper mix, and I've got my water on here for the pasta, and then I've got a little chicken stock pot.
Mystery.
Yeah, a little mystery.
But that is really interesting what you're doing right now. I thought you were boiling up garbage, but
no, I'm
actually.
not boiling up garbage.
No, you're not.
No, that would, yes.
But basically what's in that pot is normally garbage on my counter in the kitchen. I'm not that resourceful like you, which is why you do what you do.
We try not to waste stuff.
Absolutely.
You know?
Okay, folks at home right now, that's the menu up on the screen, or the ingredients you're going to need to create this dish for your home menu. Also, do you guys have this on the menu at the Irishman?
Well, this will be on the new menu. We don't have, again, a definite date. It's, you know, we've talked about it, but it should be coming out fairly soon. Should have the new menu, and this will be one of the pasta items.
Yeah, I might go out on a limb. I'd say anything with crumbly blue cheese in Buffalo or Western New York should work.
I'm hoping. We're hoping so, yes. We think so.
Okay, good stuff. We're going to get cooking with Tom when we come back. Right now, we're going to toss it over to Emily Lenahan, who's also celebrating a birthday today. Happy birthday to you on this Friday.
Welcome back. We're with Chef Tom in the kitchen from the Irishman. We're making our buffalo chicken pasta.
Yes, basically I've just got my water boiling here for the pasta, so I'm just going to
pour it on in there.
Yeah, pour a little bit of that in.
I think pasta's good for day to day. It's cloudy. You want kind of a warm dish.
Yeah, I was trying to think of
comfort
something.
Food.
Trying to think of something. I figured this with the whole football theme. This kind of ties in, you know. The Bills, even though it wasn't a great outing last night, but you know.
Yeah, I heard it was pretty.
It's only preseason. Let's not jump the gun here or anything. So, I'm just going to start chopping my my red onions here.
Okay.
And basically just start getting all my prep going for the pasta. This is a very basic one. You basically just need some red onions, some celery, some carrots that you need to chop up. So.
Okay. Next time I cut an onion, I'm going to try it like that.
Try that. Yeah, it's pretty. I mean, you just kind of makes it a little bit easier. You just go across like that, and then if it's bigger onion, you can kind of give it the cross cut, and then if you basically just go straight down, you're going to have uniform.
And voila, it takes like 2 seconds.
It's a little bit easier.
I chop it for like 10 minutes, and I'm crying at the end.
Yeah, you know, you cut enough of them.
Because it took so long. No, I'm just kidding.
You cut enough of them, you learn to do that. Just make it a little bit easier for yourself. You know, so. And then celery, I've just kind of cut into smaller pieces as well.
Okay.
And start just chopping that up.
So you only need about like 5 stalks of celery.
Yeah, you probably could just get away with one of the small bundles at the grocery store. That would probably be more than enough.
Yeah, celery is one of those things too. It doesn't really keep in the crisper very well. You kind of have to get it and
use it pretty quick. Yeah, it's one of those things too. So, and basically have all this started here, and then my carrots.
Okay.
Gonna stir my pasta here so it doesn't start to stick. As I say, this is pretty easy one. This should be one that everyone can
make it home.
Yeah, and then once I've got my vegetables cut up here, we just basically are going to start sauteing off the chicken, and then we just kind of go on with everything else.
And this is going to be on the new menu at the Irishman.
Yes, the fabled new menu that will be coming out soon. I assure everyone all these new menu items we've been featuring will be on there. And the Taste of Williamsville, of course, was last weekend.
Yeah.
And the new items were a hit. New items were a hit. Yes, we won for our Mike McGee McGee inspired shrimp that we did last week.
Okay.
Best seafood item, and of course everyone liked the turkey avocado sandwich.
Yeah, I've heard good things about that. We're going to talk more about that coming up later when you hear all about that. We'll continue making our pasta. Buffalo chicken wing pasta. I'll get it today. It's Friday, right? Okay, we're going to send things over to Matt right now. We'll be back in the kitchen later finishing up our dish. Hey, Matt. All right, what are you cooking up? Buffalo chicken pasta.
Chicken pasta. I've basically got all my prep done here, and I'm just going to start here. We'll start with the chicken.
Okay.
Start sauteing that up with some butter, and then we'll add all the vegetables and everything else and kind of work it from there.
Medium high heat?
Yeah, medium high. Actually, it's a little bit high because
I was very proud of myself the other day. I made homemade chicken fingers.
Really?
Yes.
How'd that work out for you?
It worked out surprisingly okay.
Good.
Yeah.
Good to hear.
I don't cook meat very much ever.
No?
No, I just eat it.
Well, I understand that. You know, Sarah's not a big fan of handling raw chicken or any sort of raw meat like that. She usually doesn't watch me for that portion of the cooking process.
And that's why, you know, it
Right,
works out well in your relationship.
Exactly.
You cook it, she eats it.
Exactly.
Okay. So
All right.
we are starting to heat our butter on the pan, and we have our onions, celery, carrots all chopped up.
Yes. I'll start with, while I'm waiting to heat up, I'll start with a little bit of the onion. We can do
Okay.
the chicken. We'll do the chicken at the same time. I have small strips, so it shouldn't take too long.
Okay.
And the celery and carrots, I cut the carrots very small because obviously you want to have a little bit of crunch, but you want to cook them down a little bit as well so that they're not.
You don't want like raw carrots.
Yeah,
in
I
there.
mean, it's not bad. I like them to have a little bit of texture to it, but it's a fine line. So.
And I also want to mention next weekend is August 25th. The Irishman is going to be back at the Williamsville Farmers Market. It's right across the street from the Irishman. So you guys will have some food there. The Farmers Market, of course, runs from 8 to 1. I would recommend trying to get there a little bit earlier so you can, you know, if you're going to buy like food there and fruit, sometimes that sells out. That's just my personal recommendation. Okay, so we have our chicken in our pan, and we're just kind of seasoning it now.
Yep, I'm just adding a little bit of our salt and pepper mix. We've got a little bit of butter in there as well, and I'm just going to basically use my tongs here and just kind of start flipping the chicken. Once you see the chicken is starting to cook through, and it's basically when you start adding all the liquid elements of the pasta dish.
And this dish doesn't seem like it takes too long. You can almost cook the pasta while you're putting together all the other components of the dish.
Yeah, I mean, pasta, I would just maybe start it like 10 minutes before, and by the time the pasta's ready, you know, you can do all this and kind of time it out and then have everything ready to roll.
Okay.
So.
And we always have to mention, we talk about it every Friday, the patio, it's still open.
The patio is still open. We had music on Main last night. It's always busy, always a lot of people out there having a good time. Yes,
yeah,
always a big
it's nice. You can kind of people watch. It's very pleasant out there.
It is. It's a good time. And the chicken's starting to cook off here.
And with the weather today, you know, I just think always like food and weather, how they relate. I think it's like a good hot chocolate kind of day. I know it's kind of humid outside, but you guys have an extensive list of hot chocolate drinks, which I think is fun and awesome. You have hot Irish eyes, brownie connoisseur, tropical snowstorm. Any favorites, or are they all good?
That's not really my my thing personally, but
more Sarah's thing, maybe.
Yeah, well, I think it is more Sarah's thing. I know she's had a bunch of them, and she's always been a fan of those drinks.
She's smiling after that.
Yes.
I think the peppermint patty, that one sounds good. So you can go to the Irishman and get these. You have hot coffee drinks. You guys have your pizza where you make your own dough. Everything's homemade. All your salads and dressings are homemade there.
Everything is homemade.
At the Irishman.
All the desserts, everything. So yes.
And a new menu coming out.
The new menu, we're not sure on the date, but
to be announced.
Yes, the buffalo chicken pasta here will be one of the new pasta dishes.
Okay, while I was gabbing, you put some garlic in there?
I added a little garlic, a little shallot, a little bit of hot sauce. I'm going to add more kind of once I see the consistency of the cream sauce and everything.
Oh, okay.
Once I see where I'm at with that.
And you could probably season it to how spicy you want it, right?
Exactly. If you like it more, I mean, I had a little cayenne pepper. I had a little spill over here. I don't have it any more available, but you could add a little pinch of that if you wanted.
Okay.
I mean, basically the hot sauce is it's a cayenne pepper sauce anyway, so you'll get the heat from that. And yeah, basically if you're more of a fan of crumbly blue cheese, you can add a little more crumbly blue. It's basically you can do it to taste.
Do whatever you want.
Yeah, you know, you see the vegetables are starting to. I can tell they're starting to soften a little bit here. The chicken is just about there, so I'm going to start adding my heavy cream.
Okay, so you basically want everything cooked and then you add the heavy cream.
Yeah, you basically, I mean, and of course you can always check, you know, the chicken. You can break it apart with the tongs, make sure it's cooked. It looks like it's good there now.
Good to me.
The small pieces. So plus it's going to cook for another minute here with the cream. And
That's what I was most nervous about, that the chicken would get overcooked or undercooked making the chicken fingers, but it didn't.
Didn't? Well, that's good. That's good. It worked out well for you.
Yeah. Put in some oil. Okay.
Have a little bit of heavy cream there. I'm going to add a little bit. I personally like it a little spicy. At the restaurant, of course, we can make it a little bit less hot sauce probably, unless you specify.
Unless you ask
but if
for
you
it,
ask
then you'll
for
do it.
Of course, you know we try to keep our customers happy. We'll do whatever you like there. So.
Awesome.
And then we're just basically I'm gonna turn this up as high as I can go here in the interest of time.
Okay.
Basically, you want to see the cream starting to reduce.
Okay.
And right now you can tell it's starting to do a little bit on the edges, but once the whole thing basically comes to a boil, I'm going to start adding my crumbly blue cheese, my pasta, and start plating. So.
Okay. Is there any trick to pasta, you know, after you kind of cook it so it doesn't stick together?
Well, I always the key is to keep stirring it. I have salt and pepper a little bit in the water. keep stirring it, and then basically afterwards you want to run water on it immediately.
Okay.
And then once it's, if you cool it, if you actually bring it to the point where it's cold, you want to add usually a little bit of oil or butter or something just to make sure it doesn't stick together.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, that's generally what we do. And it's a little bit noisy here, but it's starting to
I'm sure
reduce.
I don't know if the microphones are picking up, but it does smell very delicious in here. You can kind of smell the hot sauce.
Yeah.
It's not overpowering at all.
And you can see it's starting to thicken up here. The blue cheese will, of course, assist with this too.
Okay.
Once this starts melting in, you get all the good flavor from the blue cheese. You don't want to go too heavy with that. The crumbly blue cheese is very strong.
Very overpowering.
Yeah, it can be overpowering. In with the cream and everything else, so this should have
So when in doubt, put a little in.
put a little in, taste.
Keep
Right.
it
I always
going
say you can always add more, but you can't take it out once you've put it in. So
Okay, we
once
have
you-
about 10 seconds. So
10
are we
seconds.
gonna?
I think we'll be able to get there. I'm just gonna add a little bit of my pasta here
Okay.
and give it a toss.
Okay. Ooh, that looks delicious. It's so hot, I'm not going to try it, but I will. I do want to. I always
There it
love
is.
whatever food comes in on Friday. It's so delicious. Joe's going to be back for the second helping. We'll figure out what that is. I don't even know what that is. Coming up after the break, though, in 2 minutes, I'll be doing the weather, and then, of course, after that, Joe will be doing the second helping. Stick with us.
And welcome back. It's time for second helpings here on Winging It. And Chef Tom made a delicious buffalo chicken pasta right here. There's a little less than what there was before we went to break, because everybody just swarmed in like jackals. All right. We were boiling something earlier in the show, and I referred to it as garbage, but it's not. It's like leftover peels from onions. And what else was in that pot?
It was basically, the peels from the onions, a little bit of the middle part of the celery that you normally throw away, the carrot peel, and I put a little garlic, flavored it a little bit.
So you made a kind of
basically a stock, almost
Right.
like a chicken stock.
Okay.
And then I cooked off my chicken that I'm putting in the peppers here. I cooked that off like that, so it kind of absorbs some of that flavor.
In case you didn't notice, we're stuffing some peppers.
Yes, I've cleaned out the banana peppers. You basically just knock out all the innards. I cut them one slit across the top, and then you kind of can clean them out. Yep, down the line.
Okay.
And then I took my chicken, I diced it up, added basically the same components from the buffalo chicken pasta. I just have some red onion, some celery, some carrots, hot sauce, some crumbly blue cheese.
This is great for a cookout or something if you got folks coming over or big game or
Good
something.
for football. Yeah, for football season coming up. The whole buffalo theme I
How
think
do you
goes
feel
well
about
with this.
last night? Kind of a letdown, but it's the
A little
first
bit let down,
preseason
but
game.
you know what? Right, they weren't going out there. They didn't have a game plan or anything. There's nothing to be worried about. We'll talk. You got to get Arthur Motes back on here. We'll talk to him. We'll be like, Arthur, what's going on?
I don't know what's
We're
going
getting a
on.
little bit worried.
He's a starter though, so that's
He
good.
is a starter. I know. That's
We're all
very-
excited about that
yes.
because he's
Arthur's
a
great,
starter
yeah.
on this show, but he's starting for the Bills, which is great.
It is.
We love to see that. All right, so this is pretty quick here now. Do these go in
this
an
is-
oven or something, or can I just eat them?
Probably want to put them in an oven, cook them a little bit. If you try to eat the
Cook that, okay. I thought it was
non-cooked
cooked
banana
already.
peppers, that might not work out.
Oh, yeah, that'd be a little
might
crunchy,
It might be
yeah.
a little bit crunchy and a little bit
Probably
hot for
not.
you. Actually, kind of cooking it mellows the flavor. But I do have the finished product here. I've finished two of
Per
these.
usual, he always has a
Yes.
finished product.
And I just melted a little bit of crumbly blue cheese on there as well. So.
Blue cheese is great, and that's what you added, of course, to the main dish you cooked here today.
Right.
You're going to hopefully get that on the menu someday soon, right?
That is going to be on the new menu. It's already finalized. We just have to find a date, get it all made up. And
Okay,
good to go.
guys, come on in here.
The jackals are back.
We're swarming. We'll start swarming in circles like vultures.
Here you go, guys. Have
That
enjoy
pasta
that.
was delicious. I love the spice
Absolutely
in it.
amazing.
Okay, coming up Monday on We at Buffalo Star, we're going to have our first Under the Sea Week.
Plus, I'll learn how kids are learning the skills of sailing at a really awesome camp.
Sounds good. Have a great weekend, everyone.